This is a 4-4-2 to get you wins. It's pretty disgusting. Very ready. Extremely ready. It's good, man. It is very good. So we got a defensive and attacking setup for you guys. We'll go through both of them. A little gameplay footage to kind of show how the team moves in defense and offense. The goal, like for this video, gotta be 150 likes. I think that's very achievable. So make sure you drop a like, leave a comment if you got any questions as well. But anyways, let's get straight into it. Are you fed up of coming against God Squad game in and game out?
What?
If so, make sure to head over to u7buy.com using the link in the description below. And don't forget to use code RAN at checkout for an extra little discount. So we're back in the Elite Division, and this is the new team we're running nowadays. I must say this Felix card is serious. Would definitely recommend him. Other than that, pretty standard team. First time using 85 Vinny this year. Big fan as well. Just running the 4-4-2. Vinicius, Dembele on the wings. Felix, Ronaldo up top. Kante, Llorente in midfield. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's get straight into the tactics. So we'll start off with the defensive tactics. So these are the tactics you want to be using. Basically, when you start the game, you should use them. The only time I would switch off them to the attacking is if you go probably 2 goals down, because these are how it plays best in my opinion. It's so solid defensively, really good going forward. There's no real weakness like at all in my opinion, because normally the weakness is the midfield where you just have the 2 center mids, but because of how I have it set up, left mid and right mid act as defensive players in this as well, so you get a flat 4 across midfield, so you have no weakness there either, so it's pretty nice. But anyways, so defense style, we got balanced, 50 width, 70 depth. You want them pushed up a little bit, you don't want to be sitting too deep. And with the instructions we have later, you can kind of see the team plays very defensively, but then can transition very effectively into that kind of counter attack. Build up play, got balanced, not in too crazy here at all. A lot of this is based off manually triggering runs with the strikers. So all you gotta do for that is you look at one of your strikers, like you aim the left stick at one of your strikers, tap L1 and they'll start running. That is huge for playing the L1 L1 triangle through balls and just kind of getting space up the pitch. So you have to learn to do that if you're going to be using these tactics. With 50, it's enough. It'll allow you to switch the ball over from, say, left back, left mid to right back, right mid, as the left and right mids will be free because the opponent's team's fullbacks won't pick them up. It's just how the game works, so you can directly switch it over there if you need to. Playing the box, we've gone quite high. This just gets basically the left and right mid in the box as well as the 2 strikers. The center mid still won't go in the box, however, due to the instructions. Calling free kicks 1 and 1. Of course, we're not trying to get counterattacked. So starting off with the 2 strikers, you got stay central. You definitely don't want them drifting wide for how this plays at all. So we've gone ahead, got stay central, and then we're using comeback on defense to just once again tighten up this formation. You can put them on stay forward instead if you prefer to play a bit more counterattack style. That can be very effective. I was using that a lot over the weekend, but I felt against like pros, and if you're in the Elite Division, I would definitely recommend come back on defense. Out wide then, we just have come back in defense and get into the box with cross. As you can see in the gameplay, basically, the comeback on defense on the left and right mid just makes them so good defensively and really makes you quite compact and doesn't give them space in the midfield that they would otherwise have, because otherwise you just got the 2 center mids in midfield, and if they have a cam and 2 CDMs or 3 center mids or whatever, they can easily pass it around you in midfield. However, with the left and right mid back, that is no longer an issue. Center mids, very basic again. You got stay back and cover center. They do slightly roam forward based on their work rate. So Llorente has high time work rate, so he does go forward a bit more than Kante. But with how driven pass heavy this is and wing based play this is, in my opinion, it's better to have 2 defensive center mids here. Llorente is like okay as a box to box, but definitely somebody like Kante is huge to have as opposed to maybe De Jong. I wouldn't find the benefit of having De Jong personally. I find Llorente just does that a little bit more defensively, which is more important to me, because offensively I'm only hitting it out wide to left and right mids, or I'm driven past it into a striker, which Llorente can do. Right backs, we got stay back overlap. Every now and then they may venture out forward, and if they do, you want them to overlap, but they don't really that much, so it's just kind of on for the sake of it. Center backs, they were while attacking, not too crazy. Goalkeeper, I took off sweeper keeper. It's messed me up a few times. I had a few people talk to me about it, and I was conceding some goals where the keeper would just run out even though he was never going to get the ball, and that was because of the sweeper keeper instructions. So I do not recommend having sweeper keeper this year personally. So you can kind of see throughout this play, you know, you got Felix and Ronaldo relatively deep because they can come back on defense, and then Vinicius is literally as deep as the center mids. Same with Dembele. So you actually have 4 across the middle as opposed to just the 2 center mids being kind of isolated and usually exploited. It's quite easy to just have compact defense. Literally not an issue at all. As long as you don't really step out too much, you should be good to go. He's literally just passing it sideways because it's too many bodies. Doesn't know what to do. Ends up losing possession, just giving it away. Now we'll run over to the attacking and we'll just quickly go through this. So for here, it's all the same pretty much except for forward runs. Just keep that in mind. That's just going to make way more runs, give you a chance to get back in the game, because of course you're only using this tactic if you are losing. Here you can see the difference. So we've gone stay forward instead of come back in defense. However, you are still on stay central, but the left mid and right mid are still come back in defense, and the center mids and stay back while attacking. Basically at this stage you do want to have subbed off your left and right mid for the subs, because you're probably going to be switching to this maybe in the 60th or 70th minute if you're losing. With come back in defense and forward runs, they're going to be darting back on defense but flying forward on offense, so the stamina drain is very heavy, so make sure you have subs. But basically you don't want to give up that defense of come back on defense. That's why I've not switched them to stay forward, as you're not that desperate yet. You've not gone constant pressure. This is just more for like a 60th minute kind of switch rather than like 80th. So you are still gonna keep some good defense, but attacking you definitely do have more going forward. Center mids is just the same, and the fullbacks are the same. And just because even on stay back while attacking with forward runs, similar to maybe last year's fast build up, is the fullbacks will still go up the pitch a bit when you're using forward runs. So anyways guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. 150 likes. Goal as always, subscribe if you're new, click the notification bell. I'll see you guys next time.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world